And then after that, uh, being in a big circle, looking at each other, all the women by age, we then, we then further divided into age groups from your 20s to your 30s to your, no, from your 20s and your 30s. I think that was it. Um, to your, to then another group. Why can't I explain this? The women were then divided into two groups based on their age. Um, their there's so many things that happened that I'm kind of getting lost in my memories, because then one participant shouted out and said, "Wait a minute, before everybody goes away, I want to know, can't we know, did she ask for everybody's age individually, or did she ask for, I can't remember what it is right now. I thought it was something like our age or something. Anyway, it must be something else. Anyway, we then divided the whole group of women into two groups. Those that were the younger group, basically, those in their 20s, of which there was only one participant, 30s, and I think I feel like it should have been more than just the 30s and the one participant that was in her 20s, and yet I'm feeling like then the other group, which was, well, that we have on the other end, we have one participant who's 70, and then one in her 60s, and then there's the range of women in their 50s, and I thought it was 40s as well, but anyway, suffice to say, it was two groups of women and divided into two separate rooms, and had then a sharing circle. The structure was called Heart to Heart. There was a mat in the circle in the center, so we were wondering, was it going to be a forum? Was it going to be circle work? But it was something called Heart to Heart, which is basically a structure whereby you can share what is most vulnerable and what you haven't yet shared. That was what we were told, is what I heard with the other women in the circle. And yeah, and that's how it went. So it was really touching. There were so many things that were voiced and shared, and for a few of the women, it was also not quite right up front, able to bring out something, perhaps the optimum thing that they wanted to share today. But still, it was a very powerful circle. I feel really overjoyed and kind of reaffirmed in my faith in the field training, because I also feel, very strongly about how unified we are as human beings, and yet there's something really powerful, as like Christian from Heart IQ says, there's nothing like, settling my nervous system with somebody else of the same gender. It's just different when I'm with somebody of the opposite sex, settling my nervous system. And yes, it's a blanket generalization, so within that there are individual, cases of, different feelings. But I really appreciated that today. I felt, and I feel like it's a powerful way to begin to wrap up and end our time with the field. I'm sad that one of us wasn't, that she had to leave early today. So, but sure, there were other people that just hadn't been here for the whole module anyway. So it is what it is, and I'm really glad. I know that those of us that were present for this experience will be carrying that frequency in our bodies, in our psyche, forward wherever we go. So with that, I'm going to carry on the break, and make my way back into the field training hall. One funny thing is, I came home last night after a crazy evening activity. Crazy, which I've already done, which I've already experienced before when I went to New Eden, my first time at New Eden. And I think the last thing that we did on the morning of our departure, where one of the assistants was like, "Really, we're going to do this, before everybody departs?" We did last night, and it was a very, you can nearly call it an intense kind of, well, temple isn't quite the thing, really. There's a box 1, there's a box 5, blah, blah, blah. If you know, you know. Yeah, I came home to that too. It's nothing exciting, but my winter coat was waiting for me, which I had left here in the last module, which was in April. So it's a big, heavy winter hemp parka and cotton. So, you know, it ain't any of that lightweight plastic nylon stuff. It's very heavy. It would take up my whole luggage. So it's quite funny. I feel like, God, I've been without it for all these months. I'm quite happy to not have to carry it back now. But sure, yeah, I'm very glad when I do have it. I just put that on and I'm indestructible in the cold. Okay, with that, I'm gonna wrap my love around you and hope that you have a beautiful day. I think it's Wednesday today. So, and it's after the new moon. The new moon is supposed to be great for initiating new impulses or streams of activity or inspiration or healing. So, yeah. And look, I have a little ant on me to further seal in this work ethic. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, may your work be fruitful, satisfying, and inspiring to you and others.